time is running out for this bull run and things are starting to move very, very quickly. You can see bulls have almost immediately taken back control. So on today's show, we're going to assess what the key levels are for them to reclaim in order to confirm that the bulls have momentum back. We're also going to take your altcoin requests, so start dropping those already in the comment section and we will make sure to tally those up. And we're going to have a look at a whole bunch of things which have just happened with Ethereum in accordance with the SEC, and we'll also look at the macro market to see, based on the Fed's outcome, what we can expect next for the crypto market. So smash the like button, hit the bell notification, and definitely subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Looking at Banter Bubbles over here on the hourly for the top 100 coins, you can see a little bit of a bounce in play right now. Daily is also up. Weekly is still a little bit down. So is the weekly going to reverse as well? We'll cover that on today's show. If you go through to the top 100 meme coins, well, you can see these are also some of the top performers, right? Much bigger gain, showing you that the risk appetite is still in that meme coin sector. So we can discuss that as well on today's show. Are the meme coins going to recover? When the market goes down, they go down the hardest. When the market pumps, they go up the hardest. So it seems like the narrative is still intact. So when you look at the Bitcoin market, the crypto market as a whole, as per CRG's tweet over here, there's bullish engulfing candles across the board, right? The show goes on. Not so soon, right? Not so soon. We can't claim that yet, but this statement is in fact correct. There is bullish engulfing candles. So we'll have a look at that. That ultimately signifies continuation, and there is a possibility for a trap, but we need to see some key levels reclaimed. We'll go through those levels very, very quickly in today's show. And let's have a look over here as well. Bitcoin archive back over 68,000 with a massive $6,000 green candle. That is actually the biggest daily candle in terms of like dollar gains since February of 2021. Usually that does lead to continuation, but we have some key levels which must be reclaimed. I'll bring it up on the daily chart. This is your weekly time frame. The overall trend is towards the upside. You can't dispute that, right? Price is above the 21 exponential moving average and it's angled towards the upside. As long as we're above that level, it's an uptrend, and the uptrend remains on a weekly time frame. You do not want to fade that trend, right? We've shown over here the two most likely outcomes. We went over the highest probability one yesterday, and I said the most probable outcome would be this trajectory. Let's change that to let's go to a bigger candle. There we go. Let's make it bigger. We said that was the most likely objective that Bitcoin would follow, which is a break back down to the bottom of the range near 59K, which we got close enough, right? Price went all the way down to 60,700, narrowly missing that. And then it started to bounce, right? We said expect a little bit of a consolidation around this region. And then once you break and you hold above $69,000, then you can start to reclaim those previous tops. Once you reclaim that previous top, then you can have expansion and continuation towards the upside. And there are some really bullish outlooks on that. I think I actually have this tweet over here. May as well pull that in right now. This is from 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗢, and there's not that many people that are this bullish on the market, but so far his Elliott wave counts have been pretty spot on. So if you look over here at what he's showing, he's saying that BTC is in a wave 5 of 5, which starts when all-time high gets printed. We already did print that all-time high. He says that's the blow-off wave of the blow-off wave of the blow-off wave of a super macro first wave since its inception in 2009. I mean, this is super cycle theories on steroids over here. Now, just keep an open mind around this, because there's always a possibility of something like this happening. It's not my base case, but there's a possibility. And this is why you don't want to fade the trend, right? He says, in other words, it's the culmination of the first super macro bull market of BTC. Yes, in his opinion, he says, Bitcoin has never seen a real bear market yet. He loves Elliott wave theory. So according to the Elliott wave theory, we haven't actually gone into a real bear market yet. And this is ultimately what you're looking at, right? Is a consolidation around those all-time highs, continuation for a little bit of a spike up. And then you start to go into that real wave 4 to 5, right? Which is going to be the enormous one. Once wave 4 ends and you go into wave 5, this is the blow off top. So according to his theory, he believes, I think it's as soon as in the next couple of weeks, he thinks that we're pretty much going to be going into a blow-off top. Bitcoin will be well over $100,000. Now, if something like that were to take place, you definitely want to be holding onto your positions. But we are rational on the show, right? Not to say that he's irrational, he just has a different bias, but we are very, very rational. We're very sober-minded over here. We look at the facts and the data that's before us, and ultimately we hold on to the trend. So we're holding on to the trend. This is the trend, right? Where does this whole thing completely fall out of place? Well, we need to break and hold below the 21 exponential moving average. That probably ends the bull run, and you can say it's all over, right? So if you've been in the market with me since the beginning and you've been holding since here, continue to hold, right? Hold onto your positions. We'll go over some of those more key levels now, looking at the daily time frame. And I have a quick invalidation level, which will take you out, right, of the market. Again, if we start to break below yesterday's low, pretty much you can say, well, now the hopes of something as bullish as what 𝗕𝗢𝗡𝗧 is looking at over here starts to fall off the table and is an unlikely scenario. But there's still a possibility for something like that, so long as price holds up. You have the daily time frame over here, which has been holding a perfect uptrend over here, touch point 1, touch point 2, touch point 3. And obviously, as the market moves more and more aggressively, we will start to change the trend lines, right? The trend lines will become more and more aggressive, eventually printing trend lines like that, where you're bouncing off almost about an 80-degree angle towards the upside, and things are going full vertical. We're not at that point in time yet. For now, we cap between two range levels. Over here, you can see the bottom side of the range is $59,000, and the top side of the range over here is where the highs were set at $73,000. Now, I would like to see a little bit of a further consolidation in the zone before actually taking off, and that will be in alignment with what I showed over here, bouncing between those two areas. So it would look something like this. If I just bring up my highlighter, if we can see price do this for a little bit longer, then you can consolidate into that horizontal resistance, and that usually leads to those next big breakouts, and that's where you can start to look for the reclaim of the highs and continuation into new all-time highs, right? So pay close attention to those charts. This is really your invalidation for Bitcoin if you break below that level, below the $60,000 mark. So I tend to say that the ball is in the bull's courts, and if you really wanted to summarize this entire show, risk is towards the downside on the 4-hour and lower time frames. You're not out of the woods yet. High time frames remain in an uptrend, and I would want to continue to remain long. Now, we're coming into some key levels of resistance. You'll see it on the lower time frames when we move on to the 4-hour chart. But if you can reclaim $69,000, you increase the probability significantly that you'll break above. There's also some other key factors which have unfolded over here. If I put on the 9 exponential moving average with the 18 exponential moving average, anytime that price is above that level and those EMAs are spreading away from each other and angled towards the upside, you're in bullish momentum, right? You're in a bullish chart and a bullish move. So price goes up. Yes, it consolidates a little bit over here, kind of losing those EMAs, reclaims, goes back up. There you go. This was the first time we really tested that level, came back down, broke below, but you can see those EMAs never, not for 1 second, they didn't close anything below, or at least the EMAs didn't cross below one another again. You didn't get the 9 and the 18 doing a bearish cross, right? A bearish cross would look like that, where the white one crosses below the orange one, and then you can say, well, now you're probably going a whole lot lower. So pay attention to that. Put that onto your daily time frame chart. But if price does come back below and starts to lose this level, inevitably that is going to roll over, and that would be your exit signal, right? So what you're looking for right now is you're looking for consolidation. You want to see price consolidate within this region for a little bit longer, allowing for the psychology of the market to catch up to the current price, because the psychology gets left behind when price moves very quickly, right? It's very difficult for people to process that Bitcoin is trading at $67,000 when they were hoping for $12,000 Bitcoin. That is a challenging psychological thing to deal with, right? So if we go into this time frame over here, we outlined our buy zones. We said price could potentially pull all the way back into this zone between 56,000 and current price levels. And if we do lose that level, yes, we do have new support, which is going to be below. That would then become your next level, which is between 50 and 52,000. We said that was the worst case scenario. We know Run was looking for $50,000 Bitcoin. We'll see. Maybe he still could be right, but it's too soon to tell. Looking at our pivot levels over here, key level to reclaim right now is going to be 72,400. Remember, each and every passing day, this level will become lower and lower and lower. Right now, you do have a bullish engulfing candle on the daily time frame, which is very, very significant. You're holding those key zones. You're above your 1 hour 200 EMA, and you're also above your 4 hour 200 EMA. Use the 1 hour 200 exponential moving average to govern the trend on the low time frame. Track your chart as price grinds up like this. Let's quickly go into the 1 hour. As price grinds up, and as long as it can continue to hold that, you have a chance to really shift everything back towards the upside. So this is really your key level to reclaim, but more on that chart in a moment. We'll get back to that chart in a moment. ETF inflows were negative once again. You can see over here, yesterday's ETF inflows were negative, now the third day in a row. Bear in mind, the overall trend is towards the upside. There's been much more positive days than negative days, so there's still increased liquidity coming into the crypto market. GBTC had 386.6 million worth of outflows. BlackRock only had $49.3 million worth of inflows, and Fidelity 12.9 million. So we'll see what comes out today. It's always important to look at, but eventually this narrative will start to die down and the market will just naturally float towards the upside. If you look at the funding rates, there's been a massive reset across the board, right? Here's your funding rates, huge reset. This is when Bitcoin was trading down here around $40,000. We've come back to those levels and you can see why it's healthy, right? Look at the prior funding rates where it got super high up over here. Price at that point rallied to $49,000 and then price grinded all the way back down from $49,000 to $39,000, a $10,000 decrease, allowing the funding rates to stay flat and reset. And price started to grind and grind and grind and grind and grind. And then the funding rates got heated once again. The same thing has happened over here. We dropped $10,000 in price, and the funding rates have reset back to those low levels, 0.0177. Let's see if that can continue to hold at those low levels while price slowly grinds up. That will be a good thing, right? We also used this yesterday with the Whale Room Live members, showing that the funding rates were completely negative over here, and that marks the Pico bottom. This is the same for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, as well as many of the different altcoins. Now, when you see that negative funding rate over here on the low time frame, that's your cumulative liquidation delta, and there's many more shorts than longs in a bull market. At the time, there were about 300 shorts for about 10 longs. It's a screaming buy signal. You knew that price was going to bounce out of the zone, and consequently, we got that bounce, and now these short to longs are 60 to 141. Your overheated moves usually occur when you start to see around 500, 600, 700 longs for every 10 or so shorts. That's where you want to start to be careful. We're very far from that, right? So this the bulls have a chance to really send price higher over here, but not yet. There's a significant zone that must be reclaimed, and it's this one, right? Price is pushed up into that. I've drawn the green line. Let's just change the color to white to make it a little bit easier to see. There we go. The expectation would be that something like this could play out for Bitcoin. Okay. Before I continue, guys, smash the like button. Let's get it to 1,500 likes. It really helps to get the show content out there. Please do me that massive favor. I'm trying to get very quick to the point for you guys so you can be on your way with the rest of your day and know what's happening in the market. Smash the like button. Also, vote in the poll. We have a poll section below. Let me just quickly bring that up. We have a poll section below which says, where's that? Where is it? There we go. There you go. What comes first for Bitcoin? Is it going to be $77,000 or $57,000 Bitcoin? Please vote in the poll while you smash the like button, and let's get on with it. Okay, so key level to reclaim, you can see the downsloping trend line over here, which has been broken, which is a good thing. But what's more important than diagonal resistance or support levels is always going to be horizontals. Horizontals are very significant. They are super important to look at, and you can see prices pushing into that level, and it's rejecting right now. Give it a little bit of time to start to unfold. You might see it chop around this region a little bit, anywhere between about $64,000 and $66,000. We're probably going to need the rest of today to see what happens, and we'll really only get our answer on whether this is reclaimed probably later on this week, maybe even only by Monday. But if you can see price break and hold above this level, the next higher low that occurs over here is for buying on the short time frame, and it's very, very easy in validation with your stop loss, which will be below here. So if you see price come down and start to set in the next higher low, in line with the 200 EMA, that's a good opportunity, right? It's an easy long stop loss goes below here. And then you're waiting for the next push up to hopefully reclaim that key $68,000, $69,000 level. As soon as you get and hold above that, the bulls are probably back, and you can say with a high probability they're going to take out those highs. The alternative is at the end of the day, low time frame trends are still down, right? It's very simple. Lower lows and lower highs. You have over here your highs, you have a lower high, a lower low, excuse me. You have a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, you have a lower low. If you reject from here, you have another lower high, and therefore you're expecting another lower low. Now you need to line this up with what's going on the high time frame, like the daily. This is a key significant level, right? This zone over here is going to be support. Now, if you get the next lower high over here and the rejection and it comes down into the zone, expect a reaction. I would buy that level over there, and then I'd watch and observe as price bounces out of that zone. Is it creating another high low? If you see a little bit of a W formation being presented over here, it's simple. Then you can raise your stop loss and you can say, well, maybe this will actually start to take off. And then you look for the reclaim. So that's what I'm watching over there. We still have all of our long positions open over here. There's only about 2 positions that are in the red. Everything else is massively in the profit. We continue to hold those positions, right? So we'll continue to hold those positions. Are you able to make my screen go big again? It's a little bit small there. Okay, we'll continue to hold those positions over there. If you have a look at the chart over here for Bitcoin on Binance, this is the order book. This is also kind of mapping out the range. Look at the massive volume on the right-hand side that came in over there. That is the zone to reclaim, right? Once you reclaim that volume node, you'll start to add support. A lot of these traders had their orders front run, right? 400 Bitcoin buy orders at 59,900, just below that $60,000 mark. It did get front run. It's still possible that you come back, right? Similar to what I've shown over here, if the rejection takes place, expect that level will get taken. On the top side, there's more liquidity than on the downside. Your big levels above is going to be at $75,000. You have 300 Bitcoin orders, and then this one over here, you have 300 Bitcoin at just below $80,000. So what about Jerome Powell? What about the Fed interest rate hikes and everything that's forward looking within the market? Firstly, the market likes certainty. It hates uncertainty. So leading into the FOMC, we've said the whole week that it's probably being priced in towards the downside. And the most likely outcome is once the FOMC is complete, you'll find a local bottom within the market some point during this week, a little bit of chop now leading into today, and then probably higher prices. We'll go into the stock market. I'll show you as well. It looks pretty strong trending. We expect crypto will follow the stock market. The stock market typically leads first, and then further down the risk curve being crypto being more risky. Those profits rotate into crypto, creating that blow off top environment. Okay, so if you look over here at Walter Bloomberg, Powell likely to cut interest rates at some point during this year. That was essentially the discussion. There's your stock market, absolutely ripping. I don't know if you guys remember, we set this target over here many months ago. 5,535 on the S&P 500. People thought I was absolutely mad. And we've already had an enormous move for the stock market to move from that last higher low. Let's just see the date over there. Yes, it was in October, I think. It was in October. Yes, October over there. That was where we had the major lows over there. That is going to be a 32% move for the stock market, which translates to triple digits for crypto, right? If you look over here at the Nasdaq, also trending towards the upside, that's our target. Dow Jones also further upside, that's our target. That's your 1.618 fib extension. We'll look to reduce risk when the stock markets come into those levels, because that's probably where you start to see your next major pullback. If you look at Coinbase over here, we said we've raised our targets. We hit our first target once we went long down here from $65. We've now raised that target based on what we're seeing price action wise over here. And we'll be looking at $354 as the next major target, which is a further upside potential. Last we looked was 50%. We've already played out some of that move, 36% further upside over here. Okay, the SEC sued Coinbase, and Coinbase ran more than 2x over the next month, right? That was where the SEC tried to sue Coinbase. They have a terrible track record. Here's our friend Gary Gensler. Gary Gensler said that the SEC determined that ETH was not a security. So you can have a look over here.
Probably 3/4 of this space has already been determined by the Securities and Exchange Commission not to be a security. Bitcoin's 54%. Ether's about, 15 points or something like that. So you're all of a sudden up to about 70 points, and then there's a bunch of other things that add up. So probably 3/4.
So there it is. He said it's not a security. I hope you heard that. If you didn't, he said it's not a security. That was when he used to lecture, I think it was at MIT. And he knows a lot about crypto, right? But now he's gone onto the dark side, and consequently, he looks like this. A little bit of a clown. Crypto is rife with unregistered securities. Put the makeup on. Ripple is a security. He used to lecture on Ripple, XRP Ripple. Bitcoin is a security. Now Ethereum is a security. This is what they've said. Ethereum is now a security. And will this mark the Pico bottom for Ethereum? Like it did with the SEC, will Ethereum continue to rally? The Pico bottom, of course, we've already had, but the Pico bottom against ETH BTC. Well, we'll look at that in just a moment. The Denken upgrade has obviously already unfolded, and Ethereum Layer 2 networks have now reported a 90% drop in gas fees thanks to proto-dark sharding. So ETH transfers, token swaps, and NFT transactions will all benefit. Okay, so will this narrative start to take place, right? Well, pretty much that was the SEC coming out and saying that they're going to be trying to reclassify Ethereum from a commodity into a security, and consequently we got a bit of a move over here against ETH BTC. This is the big bullish engulfing candle for Ethereum. Now the level to reclaim and clear, similar to our little LARP lines over here that we drew, we need to see Ethereum get back and hold above $3,600. If ETH USD can hold above $3,600, it will start to look really, really good as a major high low. And based on the aggressive sell-off over here, you expect a just as quick rebound out of here, V-shaped recovery, and very, very quickly you'll probably approach that $4,080 mark. And once you get above that, it's going to be explosive towards the upside. Why this is so important is not because of what's happening with ETH USD, but it's what's happening with the rest of the altcoin market. If ETH USD flies, you can expect the rest of the altcoins will as well. And you have BlackRock currently building on Ethereum. We showcased yesterday their wallet addresses and how they funded $100 million on chain. And they're basically starting a fund. Remember, everyone then went and sent their meme coins to their ETH address. So now BlackRock are official holders of meme coins. JP Morgan's Onyx is being built on Avalanche. We've been bullish on Avalanche for about 2 weeks now, saying that that's the catch-up trade to Solana. MasterCard building on Solana. It is something to look at, right? We're still waiting for the Bitcoin dominance to break down, still chopping in that same zone. We will stay focused on that. Looking at the Renko chart, which simply removes all the noise, let's have a look at the various different coins and we will reevaluate. We'll bring those coins up today. Smash the like button, guys. We need to get to 1,500 likes ASAP. And then please also drop your altcoin requests. We're going to focus a lot on your altcoin requests today. Bear in mind as well, in terms of the altcoins, if you do want to trade with me on Bybit, there is a link in the description below where you can take all these same trades as I have. And on top of that, they have a competition. All the links are in the description below. Join the competition. There's a couple of competitions running right now when it comes to all these different exchanges. So we'll try to find some setups on today's show. Renko, right? Renko removes all the noise. Bitcoin has turned back up. Casper's still down. Ethereum is slowly starting to turn back up. If Ethereum can reclaim those key levels, ultimately you can expect it to turn green again. Solana, still green over there. AVAX, still green. Injective, slightly down, right? Need to see this one turn back up. MATIC, slightly down. Dogecoin, full green over here. Trend continuation. Okay. CoinW also have a trading competition, right? If you want to participate, it ends in a couple of days, or at least the joining ends in a couple of days. So it's, as they say, an egg sighting giveaway, right? Of course, Easter eggs, there's the eggs. An egg sighting giveaway. Sounds like something I would say. If you go in the link in the description below, join the competition. There you go. Competition ends on the 1st of April. You can win a whole bunch of prizes. Apple Vision Pros, iPhones, AirPods, all different Apple products over there. So check that out. Okay, and then we'll get into the altcoin requests in just a moment. First, let's look at Tech Dev over here showing the others chart versus BTC. It's consistently lagged Bitcoin. If you look over here, he has Bitcoin moving towards the upside over the last couple of years. And others has done exactly the same thing, lagging it, right? So you can expect that Bitcoin has already started to break out over here. Bitcoin is beyond that green zone. Others is right now in the green zone. Others refers to the altcoins, right? The lower cap altcoins. So are we going to see a breakout in the altcoins? Well, if you look at total 3, which represents those altcoins, it's following along the plan, right? A little bit of a consolidation in this zone will create a sign of strength, and the full breakout confirmation will be above 823 billion. Yesterday, I told you, should you be accumulating altcoins? And I said, I'm not going to beat around the bush. The answer is yes. I said the answer is yes, because I do believe this consolidation will lead to a breakout. And I don't want you guys have to buy after it's already moved another 25-30% and broken out, at which point things are going to go absolutely crazy. And then before you know it, it's another 40% up, and total 3 is making new all-time highs. But you need to buy responsibly. You just need to look for solid picks, right? So we can go through some of these altcoins. Let's have a look. Let's start to go through the list, see where the layer ones lie. Have they reclaimed their key levels, right? Did you gain a level or lose a level? It's something I teach quite a lot. The question you must always ask yourself is, did you gain a level or lose a level? You can see ZETA right now is one of the newer coins. It's in a range, okay? It's also in a downtrend, so pay attention to the downtrend. The downtrend is important. If you move this onto, for example, an 8-hour chart, you'll probably see it a little bit better. There it is. What do you have? Do you have the presence of lower lows and lower highs? Well, yes, you do. There's lows, lower low, right? Here's lower highs. But at the same time, it could also be range bound. So the markets are always either trending up, or they could be trending down, or they could be ranging. It's one of those 3 things. Those are the only 3 things that the market does, right? So if it's in a range and it can prove that it's holding this range level, then technically that might have been an opportunity. Then you can start to trade it back up towards the mid-range and then the range high. So as I go through the charts, just keep that message in the back of your mind's eye. These are the zones, right? If you can see ZETA continue to hold above yesterday's low, then anything that comes back into the zone could be an opportunity to go long on ZETA, and you can long it up to 274. Okay, let's go on to SUI. How is SUI looking? We outlined SUI. We'll go back onto the daily time frame just for a little bit more price. A little bit of more price candles over here. You can see we said watch that level over there. It's holding the top side of the range level, showing that it's a breakout, and then you can get trend continuation. Higher highs and higher lows is the name of the game. So long as SUI can hold up over here, it is trend continuation. We said for SEI, we need to see a little bit more than what we've seen with SUI. SEI is very, very choppy over here, but we want to see it hold above 82 cents. Solana, okay. Very, very strong move over there for Solana. It's a little bit of a more challenging one to gain an entry in because it's been moving so quickly over here. But that was obviously a dip for buying. Now you can raise your stop loss up into profit. And of course, a break above 200 will move it into price discovery. Well, price discovery within this cycle. If we look at NIA's also been chopping around a whole lot over here. You don't want to see NIA come back down to these range lows. Otherwise, probably it's time to stop out on that trade. MATIC, as per Renko, was actually one of the weaker charts. It deviated back into the range. It needs to break back and hold above $1.05 as soon as possible. If it can do that, that will be a bit of a fake out scenario or fake breakdown scenario, and you can look at onwards and upwards. Okay, Casper, although Renko is still down on Casper, it should turn up pretty soon. This looked like a very, very solid area to bid. You had your upsloping trend line over here. You broke back down into the range over here, but you're holding both the mid-level and the upsloping trend line. So you had double confluence over there. There you can see it. There's your mid-level of the range. Hit the upsloping trend line, a solid level to bid. Let's see if it can break back and hold above 14 14.45. If it can do that successfully, this could be a major higher low, right? That's one, that's two. This would maybe be your third major higher low. And then you have trend continuation into new highs for Casper. AVAX. Okay, how's AVAX doing? Okay, still doing good. It's consolidating. It's what we want to see. We want to see a consolidation above 53. If we consolidate above 53 over there, it should create a strong base, which then the next target becomes 70. Break and hold above 70, and you can start to challenge those highs, and then it will catch up to Solana. Okay, here we have Injective. Of course, very frustrating for anybody that doesn't have patience because it's been messing around within this area, but there's the trade setup. It's still relevant. DOT. How's Polkadot doing? Okay, let's just quickly look. I'm not the biggest fan of the super old coins like DOT, but nevertheless, there's the trade. It is in a trend. Higher highs, higher lows. It broke out of the range. I don't think you'll get a back test into the zone. Very, very sloppy price action. If you do get any little wicks that come into this $8 zone, that's an opportunity to pick some up. Okay, Cake. Last time we looked at Cake, it broke a key level. There you go. The pivot level over here, down sloping, it's broken above. Higher highs, higher lows. If you are holding Cake, I guess continue to hold the longs until you break structure. That has not been the case yet. BSV, let's move on. Okay, that's a bit mean. Let's look at BSV. I'm not really interested in BSV, guys, but there it is. Above 65, Bull's hope is alive. Below 65, it's going to die. BNB. Also a big market cap coin, so kind of challenging to look at something like this. Anything that's holding above $459 would be bullish. If it breaks below that, bearish. BCH, similar to BSV, nothing really too interesting over here yet. A lot of exchanges continue to list this coin. You can probably throw in a new horizontal over here based on the reclaim of this zone. There it is. Okay, bullish above 347. Bearish below. Atom. Okay, Atom did deviate that level. It cleared that level over there. I would wait for Atom to get above 1286 and develop a little bit of momentum to get bullish on Atom. Aptos, still in a strong uptrend over here. Your next major resistance is coming in at 1873. Okay, Aletheum, one of the new coins. So it was in an upsloping channel over here, which it broke down, the parallel channel rising towards the upside. It broke that down, so we started to treat the horizontal range levels as more significant. It has come into the zone over here. Hopefully with something like Aletheum, you can start to see a new range develop where it can build up some momentum. Therefore, that would have been a buying opportunity. Now invalidation would be below yesterday's wick low. I am very bullish on Aletheum, by the way. This is something that I do hold as one of my core portfolio holds that I'm going to be taking through for the whole bull run. Okay, so that's Aletheum. Phantom, let's have a look. Phantom, we long on Phantom in whale room. That's the long trade over there. We'll stop out if price comes all the way back down to 9381, stopping in slight profit. Otherwise, looking at trend continuation, right? We're going to run this one up to $1.67. All right, Stacks absolutely pumped yesterday, so that's the trade. We gave the pink zone over here as your buy zone. That's your range low. It was holding that level long as it can hold that zone over there. Let's see if it can defend this breakout zone. So you're looking at something like this. Okay, let's quickly pull that up. Okay, we want to see this flip into support now. So this level for Stacks, up to $3.19. If Stacks can hold $3.19, flipping that into support, then expect your next major move up, right? You can get a measured move from here based on the prior move up. You'd be looking at something like this. There you go for Stacks. Next move up could take it just below $5, so $4.80. That's your next move. All right, what do you guys have in the comment section? In the comment section, I'm looking at your requests over there. We can bring some of those up while I wait for the rest of them to get brought up. Guys, again, smash the like button, please. Helps to get the show content out there. Join the CoinW competition if you want to win the Apple products. Join the Bybit competition as well. If you do want to participate in that competition, you can actually claim up to a $30,000 sign-up bonus. And then everything is below, right? For Whale Room, everything is below if you do want to join. Congratulations, by the way, to everybody that just finished Whale School. What a phenomenal session, right, that we had yesterday. yesterday. That was amazing. What a phenomenal session. Thank you all for joining. I'll let the rest of you guys know when the next Whale Room cohort opens up. We'll probably start taking intakes in a couple of days or weeks time for the next one. That was Whale School cohort 3 that we just finished. Okay, what do we have? What do we have in the comments? Okay, Pith. Somebody wants Pith. Let's go to Pith. All right. Okay, Pith has just been grinding up, right? So all you can do when price is moving very quickly is play at level to level, mark out strong horizontal zones, and you kind of want to watch those hold the support. So I would say those wicks that occurred now, that's the level to defend. Don't really want to see price on Pith get below 82 cents. Look at the closing candles as well. Focus on those closing candles. If I zoom in over here, you'll see. Look at that, of course. High, low, high, low, high, low. No daily closes, right? Below each of them are consecutive, one after the other. They're looking pretty good over there. So it's sloppy price action, but it's trend continuation. Sloppy price action because anytime that you're in a more bullish market, the moves up and down become a lot more aggressive, chopping people in and out. That's why for most of you, you're better off holding spot, right? Otherwise, you're going to get wrecked. If you're trading high leverage, you're going to get chopped in and out of your positions. Okay, let's look at Link since it's similar. It's an Oracle solution over here. Chainlink. Okay, these are the zones, right? Remember, our initial long on Chainlink was all the way on the bottom over here, literally the bottom of the cycle, the deviation below down to $4.80. As soon as it reclaimed 550, boom, that was the long opportunity. And Chainlink has been strong, right? It's consolidating after such a massive move. This is what you want to see, right? That's probably another long opportunity over here. The one that we've just had is probably a long opportunity that can now be on validation. So similar to what I showed over here, you get what's called the power of 3, right? Where you have a consolidation and then you have a manipulation. So if I draw it out, it would look like this. There you go. This move that occurred below is most likely the manipulation phase. It reclaims back into 18. And that's it. That's probably the dip. And then you get your next expansion towards the upside. So watch for something like that on Chainlink. I think it will continue up. What else do we have? Oh, let's go to 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗢 because there was a lot on 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗢. Do I not have that tweet? I saw there was major buying on 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗢 by whales. So let's go into some of the meme coins. Okay, let's go to 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗢. Here's 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗢. Okay, so guys, this is where you need to pay attention if you are trading these meme coins and you've had big moves like this with the big flush to the downside, aggressive move towards the upside. As per the Wall Street cheat sheet, be careful of a complacency bounce. So you want to pay a lot of attention right now on these coins. If you had this big move like that and it comes down, just focus there and see that you don't get a little bit of a lower high, right? If you get a little bit of a lower high, this could very easily still come all the way back down like that. So be super careful. If the trend is still intact, well, then you expect straight continuation. Every day now, you should just see higher and higher candles. And over the next week or so, 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗢 should take out those major highs. Of course, this is your invalidation, which is far away because this is moving very quickly. If you see any signs of weakness, I'd probably start to get out that position. I don't think that low would hold in that instance. Okay, how's Myro looking since we added? Okay, Myro, we said the level to reclaim was the yellow zone over here. If it can reclaim 24 cents, the hope is alive for the bulls. We did get one daily close above that. You got a bullish engulfing candle as well. Watch for continuation, right? Watch for continuation. Things are moving fast and furiously. Marga looking a bit sloppy, floky. Also, a big move up. I'm going to say the same thing as with 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗢. Just be very careful that you don't get a complacency bounce and the hype dies down and you start to lose money once again on that position. Look at that. Welsh Corgi, huge move up as well. Big sell-off again today. Let's see if this turns into a green candle. That will be incredibly bullish and you'll be looking at higher prices. Okay, I see somebody wants BINC. Let's go to BINC. Okay, BINC. Let's have a look at BINC. Is it going to load? That's the question. Is BINC going to load? Okay, $2 million market cap. I can see that part already. So BINC is kind of just holding a range of here. This seems to be Rand's coin of choice right now. He's super interested in BINC for some reason. But there's the levels, right? You're just playing at level to level. You want to see this hold as the range low. If it can, right, then maybe you can move up to the top side. There'll probably be some profit taking, and it might range for quite some time before later breaking out, holding above the top side of the range. The last digits are 5121. When I trade these meme coins, I focus more on the market cap, understanding the psychological points of where people are likely going to be taking profit, as opposed to looking too much at the chart. I do focus on the chart, right? The chart still has significance. You can see over here that is now starting to hold the support. That's a range level. You can see the selling that came in over here. So you know that's probably going to be the range high. Next time price moves up into the zone, I'm sure there will be some profit taking. Hopefully maybe it holds mid-range, and then you can start to reclaim like that, and then you can say, well, maybe it's creating an upsloping trend line. So that's kind of how you want to think about things. Okay, there is a lot of hype that's starting to build on base. I can see you guys riding for Brett and all of those tokens. That was covered yesterday, right? That was covered yesterday. We'll keep an eye out on that. I think before we get too into meme coins again, let's first wait to see if Bitcoin can reclaim that key significant $69,000 level. If it can reclaim $69,000, bulls are back. Until then, there's still short-term risk towards the downside. So guys, that's it from me. I'll see you all on the next one. Have a great day, and cheers for now.